Sicilian defense, closed, 2, e6 3.f4. Intense. That was a serious game. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of. The players battled pretty evenly in the endgame. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn, since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. The c-pawn in the Sicilian defense controls the d4 square. The closed Sicilian tries for slower growth without a quick push to d4 and controls d5 with the knight. The d5 square is supported by e6, which also permits the dark squared bishop to grow. When f4 moves into the center, it takes over control of the e5 square and gets ready to advance the knight behind the f-pawn. This uses a pawn to attack the center while vying for position. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. It is a fair deal after all captures. Recaptures. It is the last book move. That's an unfortunate error. It is a mistake. There was only one good move in that position. This ignores an opportunity to threaten winning a pawn. It is a miss. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. This protects a knight who was being attacked and lacked defense. It is quite good. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. That's good. Backs off. It is ideal. This overlooks a better way to develop a queen off its starting square. This permits the opponent to capture the checking queen. It is an inaccuracy. Recaptures. It is ideal. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. This threatens to take an open file with the rook. It is good. This ignores an opportunity to develop a bishop off its starting square. This permits the opponent to take an open file with the rook. It is an inaccuracy. That's fine. It is good. This ignores a better way to develop a bishop off its starting square. It is an inaccuracy. As a result, the bishop grows and gains flexibility on the long diagonal. It is ideal. This defends the attacked pawn. It is good. This disregards a more effective approach to link rooks. It is incorrect. There were worse moves, but also something much better. It is an inaccuracy. That's a decent move. That's good. This misses a much better move. It is a mistake. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This is the only good move. It is a great move. A solid choice. It is excellent. This defends the attacked pawn. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. This is an equal trade. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This enables the adversary to threaten with a bishop and win a tempo. It is incorrect. This wins time by threatening a bishop and forcing it to retreat away. It is ideal. This protects the bishop who was attacked. It is ideal. This is how you take the pawn. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. That pawn was free for the taking. It is best. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. This moves the rook to safety. This threatens to reveal an attack on a rook. It is excellent. This requires an open file, a typical technique for rook activation. That's good. This exposes an attack, threatening a rook. This threatens to win a knight. It is best. This threatens to play checkmate. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a knight. It is a mistake. This attacks a knight and gains a tempo when the knight retreats. It is ideal. This protects the attacked knight. This threatens to win a bishop. It is best. This attacks a rook, winning a tempo when it moves away. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This wins a tempo by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This threatens to win a bishop. It is best. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. This stops the opponent from being able to win a bishop. It is best. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Backs off. White is superior at this point in the endgame. It is ideal. This protects a bishop who was being attacked and lacked defense. It is ideal. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. It is best. This is an equal trade. It is best. Recaptures. This poses a threat to an open file and a rook. It is ideal. By moving it from the back rank, this activates the king in the endgame. It is quite good. This is not the best. It is an inaccuracy. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. There were worse moves, but also something much better. It is an inaccuracy. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. That's fine. It is good. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is quite good. This overlooks a better way to defend a rook that was under attack. It is an inaccuracy. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? It is a mistake. Black's situation was worse, but now they are losing. It is incorrect. There was just one smart move to be made. This misses the chance to offer an equitable exchange of pieces. It falls flat. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This is the only good move. It is a great move. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. A very strong play. It is excellent. This is a missed chance to offer an equal exchange of goods. It is incorrect. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. It is an inaccuracy. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. It is best. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This loses a chance to imply that winning a pawn is possible. It is incorrect. The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage. It is an inaccuracy. This is a poor choice for rook safety movement. It is incorrect. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. The rook is now on a square that is more secure. That's good. That's a decent move. That's good. This is not the best. It is an inaccuracy. There was only one good move in that position. It is a mistake. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. This avoids the rook's check. It is quite good. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. That is a logical response. It is quite good. That's an unfortunate error. It is a mistake. A solid choice. It is excellent. Very precise. It is best. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. It is a mistake. Although white lost their edge, the game is still almost evenly matched. It falls flat. Although the score was nearly equal, white now has the upper hand. It falls flat. That's fine. It is good. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is quite good. Recaptures. This threatens to pin a pawn. It is best. This stops the opponent from being able to pin a pawn. It is best. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. This permits the opponent to activate a rook by getting it to the 7th rank. It is an inaccuracy. That's a decent move. That's good. By moving the rook to the 7th rank, this stops the adversary from activating a rook. It is ideal. There were worse moves, but also something much better. It is an inaccuracy. A passed pawn is pushed by this. It is quite good. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? It is a mistake. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. Placing a rook behind a passed pawn helps keep the pawn protected as it tries to promote. It is good. That was a free pawn. It is excellent. This avoids the rook's check. It is quite good. A very strong play. It is excellent. This pushes a passed pawn. It is best. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This threatens to play checkmate. It is excellent. This prevents the adversary from playing checkmate. It is ideal. This steps away from the checking rook. It is best. Intense. That was a serious game. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of. The players battled pretty evenly in the endgame. This puts the rook behind an opposing passed pawn, which helps counter the pawn's push to promotion. It is best. Intense. That was a serious game. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of. The players battled pretty evenly in the endgame.